Hi, I'm Lorraine. Welcome to the District Yoga and welcome to your Myofascial release class. Today's class will not require any props outside of your hands and your body. We are going to get into the space of the ribs or the small muscles that are kind of interwoven in the tissues that are interwoven between the space of the ribs. And hopefully this class can be used to find a little bit more space so that your lungs can fill up a little bit more each time you breathe. So again, you don't need any props. I do have a block that I'm sitting on, but you could always be at a comfortable seated position or maybe even seated on a chair if you'd like. You can also do this standing. Sometimes people feel like they get a little bit more space while they're standing. I'm just going to be seated here on my shins with the block underneath my sits bones, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So go ahead and come on to your space wherever you are. And then I just want you to bring your hands to your ribs, more toward your low ribs if you can. And we're just going to use this to kind of feel some tactile feedback. We're going to understand where the low ribs start. So just go ahead and take a big inhale. Start to feel your bottom ribs here. Keep that inhale, maybe hold and just feel around a little bit. Exhale, let that go. Do it a couple more times and just start to feel the space of the ribs. I want you to try to find the lowest rib that you can go to. We're going to come to both at the same time. So inhale, fill up, fill the space of the ribs. My ribs kind of start right here. Exhale. One more time just to feel around. Inhale. Exhale it out. All right, we're going to use either your thumb or your two peace fingers. So you get to decide. We'll be working from the lowest rung up towards our lats here on those ribs and in between the space of the ribs. So you decide which one feels best, either the two peace fingers together or your thumbs. I'm most likely going to start with my thumbs and flip out to my two fingers once I get closer to the top. So I will let you know when I flip, but feel free to interchange them as we move. And so, again, you kind of already felt through the ribs. I just want you to find a low rung of ribs here on both sides. And again, I'm using my thumbs to start out, and I just want to feel that space in between the ribs. So go ahead and feel for that. We'll just start in the lowest one you can find. Go ahead and take a breath in. Big breath out. Really press the thumbs into that space that's in between the ribs. 2 more breaths. Inhale, we press the thumbs into that space. Exhale, keep pressing as you breathe out, just creating some space in between that area. Inhale, last time. Exhale it out. We're going to move up one more rung. So again, feel around as you need. Adjust the hands as you need. Once you get there, inhale really deep. Fill up. Feel that space as you press in. Exhale. So as you inhale, you should feel this expansion so that your thumb might sneak in a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale. And if you've never done this, it might be kind of tender. That's okay, as long as it's nothing screaming at you. One more inhale here. Exhale it out. Move up one more rung. And again, if you want to flip to the two fingers, you can. I'm going to stay with the thumbs. I might actually bring my fingers forward. Inhale. Exhale. Massive breath in. Finding that space, that expansion. One more. Exhale it out. Moving up one more rung. So as you kind of move up, it might be a little bit more challenging to find that space in between the ribs. So again, I'm flipping to my two peace fingers, bringing my thumbs behind my back. Breathe in. Again, finding that space, letting it go. Inhale. So just 2 to 3 breaths each time. One more. Exhale. Moving up again. Again, if you have a sports bra on, you might have to adjust there. Big inhale. Exhale it out. Inhale. Exhale, we're just creating space, just gently moving up a rung. As I'm pressing in, my arms are getting tired, so feel free to shake out if you need. I'm going to come back to my 2 fingers as I get to the top. I'm getting pretty close to my breast tissue here, so breathe in. Breathe out. So we're almost at the top, or at the last kind of rung you can probably find. Find that last one. Breathe in. Oh, breathe out. One more time. Exhale. Slowly bring the hands back down to the knees. Breathe in. Let it go. Maybe feel a little bit more space here. Inhale. Exhale. I know for me, I'm feeling my chest as if it's getting a little bit higher as I breathe in. Let it deflate. Even as I exhale, I still feel like my lungs have a lot more space. Notice that. Just find a few rounds of breath here, maybe closing the eyes down and just paying attention to that lung capacity and even the small space that you touched in between those ribs, that tissue that we touched. Ultimately, just bringing that hydration back to those tissues, ones that we don't really get to touch a lot. If you'd like to go back for another pass or two, you're absolutely welcome to. Just go ahead and rewind the video and do maybe 1 or 2 more of those. Otherwise, we will say that that is our practice for our myofascial class without any props.